In today's Idea of the Day, I'd like to put in my 2 cents on what happened on that United Airlines flight where somebody was dragged off the plane. There's been a lot of headlines and a lot of buzz online about what happened recently on a United Airlines flight where they made an announcement and they asked for volunteers to get off the plane because they had overbooked. And it, of course, created a lot of controversy because they physically dragged somebody out of their seat, and the guy ended up getting bloodied up and he was screaming bloody murder for obvious reasons. And for that incident to have taken place, it opens up a lot of questions. And it's not about United Airlines per se, but it's about the concept in general. Because just about everybody has been on a flight at least once or twice where they've made an announcement where they say, hey, because of an overbooking issue, we have oversold the seats, we're looking for volunteers, etc., etc. And that's how things start. Now, I've had this happen on a number of flights, and of course, the curious thing to me is not that, they overbooked, because I understand that. I mean, if, let's say, they typically have, let's say, 200 seats to book, and only a certain number of people actually show up because they canceled at the last minute, they don't want to have empty seats. So I understand that part. But here's the part I never could understand. If a flight is overbooked, instead of asking for volunteers, and of course we know that United's policy has changed in some regards, but instead of asking for volunteers, why not just simply have a system like this? First come, first served. Granted, you have a seat assignment and there may be overbooking, so they might have 2 people assigned to the same seat. But essentially, a lot of people go out of their way, especially when they're taking a vacation, they want everything to go smoothly, to get to the airport an hour or so ahead of time because of customs and so forth. So the point is, people show up early because they want to make sure everything goes smooth. They don't want to have any snags. Now, for those people, why on earth would they be asked to give up their seat? Conversely, somebody who, let's say, shows up at the last minute, whether they be an employee of the airlines or not, but anybody who shows up last would just simply be told, I'm sorry, the flight is full, and they give that person the money for the inconvenience of waiting for another flight. The simple solution here is simply first come, first served. There should never be a reason that somebody sitting on a plane should ever really need to be asked to come off the plane. Now, the only exceptions I could see, and I definitely don't think that the personnel should have priority, would be that, let's say you have a family of 4 and they have 2 seats, and maybe they want to see if they can get the other 2 on the plane. But even then, the same rule should apply. If they showed up late for the flight, and by the time they got to the gate, the seats were all full, they should have showed up earlier. First come, first served, essentially what I'm saying here. And as far as airline personnel, there's absolutely no reason why they should have asked somebody to get off because of the personnel, because they said, oh, that would have delayed further flights. No, it wouldn't, because what they needed to do then is find somebody who's in the other city, the destination city, who had the day off, and tell them, well, you have to work today. In other words, instead of forcing somebody off the plane, they should have forced an employee who's in the destination city to no longer have their day off, and they would have had to work. And of course, they could have done something about the people who wanted to make that flight, and that they should have obviously planned ahead, and United made that change. So there's a lot of things that went wrong on that day, but the strange thing again still to me is, why on earth would they ever need to take somebody who's on the plane? And of course the other another odd thing is, granted that they did not have this new policy that the people could not be taken off the plane because of a employee who wants to, needs to be on a flight to get to another destination. But I see it as an issue of, all right, granted, X number of people were already on the plane. Let's say there's 100 of them. And now they've decided no volunteers. They had to get somebody off the plane. Why single out that one particular person? Why that one particular person? Well, in this case, 4 people, and one was obviously putting up a problem. But why is it they handpicked him? Why couldn't they have not picked somebody else? Just very odd and arbitrary to me. So I think there needs to be some changes to the way these things are done, and that's today's Idea of the Day. So hey, thanks for watching.
I don't really need any subscribers, but it would really be nice if you hit the subscribe button and shared this with your friends and told everybody how nice it is to be here and how there's lots of nice ideas every day. That would be nice. I don't need subscribers or anything like that. All I need is maybe this chair. And that's it, nothing else. Except maybe this paddleball game, the remote control, the ashtray, and the lamp. But that's it, I don't need anything else. Thanks.